Welcome to Middle Math Academy Inequalities Level number 3. This is part of our differentiated series where we have 5 levels of challenge for every topic. Let's get started. Our learning target today is I can interpret and represent inequalities involving both positive and negative numbers on a number line. Before we start practicing this, I want you to pause the video and rate yourself 1 through 5 on this learning target. 1 is the least confident, 5 is the most confident. Let's take a look at our notes. Inequalities express a relationship where one value is less than, greater than, or not equal to another. Make sure you're writing with me, and if you ever need more time, you're welcome to pause the video and take the time you need. Our first symbol is greater than. This symbol represents less than. We have greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. If you need any more practice on just inequalities, make sure to practice level number 1 and 2. But today we're also going to practice representing inequalities on a number line. When we represent inequalities on a number line, we'll use an open circle for greater than and less than. That means the number is not included in the solution. And we'll use a closed circle for greater than and equal to and less than or equal to. So step 1 is we put a circle at our number in our solution. And then our next step is we're going to shade the region of the number line where the inequality is true. So let's practice with a few examples. I'm going to zoom in on where it says represent x is greater than 3. When we put our circle on the number line, we're going to put it right on the line, not above the line, not on the number, right on the line. So if x is greater than 3, so we're going to use an open circle. And then we're going to shade in the direction towards all of the numbers that are greater than 3. Now, the reason why we represent things like this on the number line is if we're thinking about x, if I plugged in 3 for x, 3 is not greater than 3. That's why it's an open circle, is because 3 is not included as a solution for x. The reason why we shade in this direction is because all of the numbers greater than 3 are included. Let's take a look at our next one. We have x is less than or equal to -1. So remember, we're thinking about x. Okay, so we have our less than or equal to sign. So that's going to be a closed circle. So we're going to shade in at -1. And the reason why it's a closed circle is because -1 is a solution for x. -1 is less than or equal to -1. Then we'll shade our arrow in the direction of less than, because all of these numbers to the left of -1 are a solution to this inequality. -2 is less than or equal to -1. -3 is less than or equal to -1, and so on. Pause the video and complete problem examples A, B, C, and D on your own. Once you finish these 4 problems, come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for example A. Check your work for example B. Check your work for example C. Check your work for example D. Now that you've finished all of page 1, check in with your teacher to get additional feedback. Come back to the video when you're ready for page 2. Page 2 says, write an inequality to represent each scenario, then graph the inequality on the number line. Pause the video and complete problems A and B on your own. Once you finish A and B, come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for problem A and B. Complete the rest of page 2 on your own, then check in with your teacher for additional feedback. Page 3, we're going to keep practicing the same thing. A says a train can travel at a maximum speed S of 120 kilometers per hour. Okay, so when we write our inequality, we know our variable is going to be S. So we can write S, and we know our number is 120. That's where our circle is going to go. We just need to figure out if it's open or closed. Whenever it says maximum or minimum or keywords, it's helpful to test out numbers to see if they would be true. So if a train can travel at a maximum speed of 120, can it travel at 120? Yeah, that's just its maximum. Can it travel at 121? No. Okay, and anything greater than 120, we can. Can it travel at 119? Yep. 118? Yep. So the speed can be anything that's less than or equal to 120. And because 120 is included, it'll be a closed circle. And then we'll shade in the direction that makes it true. All of these numbers are true for the speed of the train can travel. Once you have A down, go ahead and complete B and C, then come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for problem B. Check your work for problem C. Complete the rest of page 3 on your own, then check in with your teacher to get additional feedback. We're continuing to practice a skill on page 4. I want you to complete problem A and C. Once you finish those two problems, come back to the video to check your work. A says the height of a tree is at least 5 meters. So we know we're going to have H and 5 for our inequality. It says it's at least 5 meters. So it can be 5 meters. Can it be 4 meters? Nope, it has to be at least 5. Can it be 6? Yep, it can be more than 5 as long as it's at least 5. So that means our inequality is H is greater than or equal to 5, and we have a closed circle at 5. Then we'll draw our arrow, we'll shade it in the direction of all the numbers that make it true. Check your work for problem C. Complete the rest of page 4, then check in with your teacher to get additional feedback. Complete problems A and C on page 5. Once you finish these two problems, come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for problem A. Remember, the minimum means it's the smallest number it could be. So 70 is included, and then any number bigger than 70. Let's check our work for C. Maximum is the opposite of minimum, so that's the largest number it can be. So 600 is included, and all of the numbers less than 600 should be shaded. Complete the rest of page 5, then check in with your teacher to get additional feedback. Complete all of page 6. Once you've finished all of this page, come back to the video. This video won't go over the entire page, but we'll go over 1 or 2. Check your work for error analysis number 1. Now that you've completed page 6, you're going to go back to page number 1. As promised, you're going to rate yourself after the lesson on our learning target now that you've had some more practice. 1 is the least confident, 5 is the most confident. Once you finish page 6, rated yourself on page 1, check in with your teacher to get additional feedback. Thank you for joining us today at Middle Math Academy, where we practiced Inequalities Level number 3. This is part of our differentiated series where we have 5 levels of challenge for every topic. If you're looking for any additional practice, make sure to check out Level 1, Level 2, Level 4, or our most challenging level, Level number 5. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.